Sharm el-Sheikh power plant.
Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone now Dr. Hisham Nasr, green hydrogen expert. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
How are you, sir? Well, Dr. Nasr, what is the national low-carbon hydrogen strategy?
Yes, that was announced actually during the COP, and it was planned to happen during this year. And also there was a short version that was distributed during the COP to all the participants attending the inauguration of it. And the longer version will be coming up at the end of the year. This strategy will be showing how Egypt should be utilized its resources to generate either green or blue hydrogen to maximize its benefits in Egypt.
Yes. So, Dr. Nasr, what qualifies Egypt as a green hydrogen production center?
Sorry, can you ask it again?
Yes, okay. Dr. Nasr, what qualifies Egypt as a green hydrogen production center?
Yes, actually, many reports have been studying the resources happening in Egypt and why it's becoming like a good place to have green hydrogen, especially because of the location, because it's in the middle of two continents and it can be exporting it to Europe, to Asia, and also because of the good location to have wind resources, like to generate power for the green hydrogen, and also because of the good location for solar energy.
Yes. Doctor, what are the most important projects that Egypt have already implemented in the field of renewable energy?
Yes, there is one of the biggest solar plants in Africa and the whole world, which is Binban Solar Project, which is in the south of Egypt. This plant is almost around 1.6 gigawatts of solar energy. There were around 40 investors who participated on this plant, and it generates the full capacity at the moment, and even they want to upgrade it to reach 2 gigawatts, and this will have it as the biggest solar farm in Africa, and it's one of the biggest on the whole world. And also there are many wind projects in Za'afarana area and in the Gulf of Suez, which also have reached the same capacity, the total, which is around 1.6 gigawatts of wind energy. Given also the new MOUs that have been signed during the COP, there are around 50 to 60 gigawatts of energy coming from renewable, like from wind and solar, in the coming years.
Yes, Dr. Nasr, do you think that the Binban station have changed the map of the Egypt in comparison to other countries around the world in this field?
Yes, exactly. I mean, for sure, because given the number of investors who participated in this project, this gives credibility to Egypt and to let more investors to come and invest in more projects in Egypt. Also, this have made us have a surplus of energy that we can export to our neighbor countries, to Sudan, to Libya, and also even to Europe. And that's the plan for the coming years. And also, this will help us to power our projects to become a green project instead of using the normal conventional fossil fuel plant.
Yes. So, Dr. Nasr, what are Egypt's renewable energy sources?
Yes, mainly we have a good sources for solar, and then comes the wind. Also, we have hydro, like in Aswan, Aswan Dam, and also we have maybe in the future to study having geothermal and also to have solar thermal projects. But mainly we have wind and solar.
Yes. Dr. Nasr, what are the most important projects that are currently being implemented in Egypt?
The main projects happening now after Binban, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, there are many, like in renewable fields, there are another 10 gigawatts, which will be implemented by big names in the UAE, and also which will happen in the Gulf of Suez. And also there is 5 gigawatts of wind, which also will happen in the same area by the Norwegian company, which will take place there. Also, there are many more solar projects coming on the Binban area, also near to the existing plant, because it's really a good location. That's in addition to the mega projects for the green hydrogen and green ammonia that's taking place in Ain al-Sukhna area, which is around 19 projects happening there.
Yes. Doctor, also, what are the most important, or could you name some of the most important projects in this field that are being implemented, or they are all important to each other, completing each other and coordinating with each other?
Actually, yeah, they are coordinating and complementing each other, because to generate green hydrogen and green ammonia, you need a green source of energy. So the 5 gigawatts of wind, which will take place in the south of Egypt, near to Aswan, this will be powering a 1 million ton of green ammonia that will take place in Ain al-Sukhna area. Also, the 10 gigawatts of wind, which will happen in Gulf of South area or near Za'farana area, that will also be powering a green hydrogen, green ammonia project in Ain al-Sukhna. So that also will help in generating the vision of having something called a green corridor, that all these green products, like green hydrogen and green ammonia, will be powered by only green source of energy. So every single project is an integrated part of a big picture of having a green hydrogen and green ammonia to export them to Europe.
Yes, Dr. Nasr, Egypt is nominated or is a candidate for being an export of energy. So what have been achieved until now so far concerning Egypt?
Yes, you think Egypt, because of the investors, and also mostly this will happen through the Suez Canal Zone area, and because of the facilitation happening there and the incentives and having the strategy which was announced during the COP, and it will be completed at the end of the year, this will be a good area to export through Ain al-Sukhna port and many other ports, export green products, especially green hydrogen and green ammonia, to European countries who will be using these products for their industries.
Yes. Dr. Nasr, during the COP27, each day was discussing a title. One day was discussing energy, another day was discussing water. So concerning of what has been discussed during the COP27 is the clean industry. This expression. Could you give us your insight concerning the clean industry? What is the clean industry, despite that we see that the clouds of smoke coming out of the factories? How could it be clean? Could you explain to us?
Yes, sure. And also because I'm working also with the United Nations for Industrial Development,
yes,
which their aim is to decarbonize a lot of industries, heavy industries in Egypt.
Yes.
Decarbonization means that you go to maybe a heavy industries like steel, cement, ceramics, or petrochemical industry. You go there and you study the whole plant and you try to implement new technologies in capturing the emissions and the carbon dioxide mostly coming out of this plant, which causes this smoke usually in winter. And by implementing these new technologies, you will be capturing most of the emissions and the carbon dioxide, and you can use that in many other industries, or you can inject it into the ground instead of just injecting it into the air to cause this kind of problem. There are ongoing studies on how to decarbonize heavy industries in Egypt. It's done by many international organizations, and there is also a support from the Egyptian government for these organizations to decarbonize most of the heavy industries in Egypt in the coming years.
Yes, Dr. Nasr, does the clean industry needs a high budget?
Needs what, sorry?
A high budget?
Mostly, yes, actually, because it's a new technology. So given that at the beginning of new technologies or having a new technology, at the beginning, it's costly. But given the coming years, it should be going down. But at least we will be implementing pilot projects to test and to see how these technologies will be benefiting these plants. If it succeeds, we will continue with having medium-scale projects and large-scale projects in the future, and the price for sure will be going down.
Yes, could we witness one day that some of the factories would not receive a license to open unless they are abiding by the laws of the clean industry? You think this could happen?
Yes, it will happen in the future, and
Yes.
also given the government, will be also supporting that and
Yes.
giving incentives and reducing even taxes for some
Yes.
of these
Yes. Yes. So, what are your expectations for in the coming future for the new and renewable energy in Egypt?
The new what? Sorry.
The renewable energy in Egypt, expectations in the coming future. As
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, after seeing the COP, the major MOUs and agreements signed between all of these companies that will be, and also countries coming to invest in Egypt, I'm seeing that also we have a target to reach around 40% of our energy to coming from renewable by 2035. And from what I've seen during COP, for sure we'll get this number by that year, and also even we can exceed it because of the number of projects that have been signed, and because how these companies are seeing Egypt as a big potential for the renewable energy projects in the future.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information and for explaining to us. Thank you, Dr. Hisham Nasr, green hydrogen expert. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.